Hey YouTube, welcome to a video that is about 30 days overdue actually at this point, but it's gonna be a bit different than last year's New Year video too, so last year I had posted things that I want to talk about right away at the start of the new year, and plans for the year, all that kind of stuff, and this is gonna be similar to that, but also I kind of just want this to be open, honest conversation about things going on right now. So, there's reasons why that it's coming up on the 31st instead of the 1st of the month for me to have my New Year discussion video. And well, sure, part of that is that I was sick the first 2 weeks of New Year's, and then off and on I've been having some grossness here and there. But that's not really the whole story, and I don't want to just use excuses like me being sick and whatnot to shy away from being open about how things are going with YouTube stuff. And I want to make sure that as I'm going forward with YouTube things, I want to be as just plain leaving everything out there as I can. I want to feel like there is a level of trust between us, and I want there to be a bit of a, at least for me, genuine connection between you guys. And a large part of why I have been slowing down so much at the start of this month has just been, to be completely honest, my mental health has been some of the worst it's been in the last year or so at the start of this month for very many reasons. Some of them are things completely outside of YouTube. Some of them are just, personal things going on in my life. Some of them are things that are going on in the world around us. I won't go into too many details because me being honest isn't the same as me just dumping all my personal info on you. I want to share and be open about what's going on with me, but that doesn't mean I need to give you guys extra details about things. But just being genuinely honest, there have been lots of things that have been sort of piling up, and so this month I've had very low motivation. My insomnia has flared up really bad, and I have been having a really hard time sleeping, and so that's also just caused me to have low energy and low desire to record and edit and do all these things. And then on top of all that as well, last year I set a goal for myself that I thought was a pretty comfortable goal to aim for. I just wanted to get 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I was at 340, and I figured getting 150 subs in a year wouldn't be too crazy. But I didn't make a net gain of hardly any subscribers last year. And it sort of hit me come January that I didn't really grow the channel in any way last year, like I wanted to. And part of why that stung a bit was I had a lot of videos that did a lot better than just my standard gameplay videos, and my tier list videos and the unhinged weird stuff I made ended up doing a lot better, which than all my other videos combined, basically. I got thousands of views on a lot of those videos, which felt really great, but not seeing any of that become retention made me sort of do an introspective looking at my YouTube stuff more clearly. And what I've come to realize is that I think I genuinely need to have two channels, because as much as I wanted my YouTube channel to be a sort of place where it's just weird, zany, whatever I feel like uploading stuff, from building a community and setting expectations and having retention, it's not good for you guys to have no idea what I'm doing. Because then at the end of the day, the only thing you're really staying for is me. And there are some of you that are doing that, which is great, but I think you guys deserve to have a better idea of what's going on. So, going forward, my plan is I think I want to have a secondary channel that I post my tier list videos on, and that'll, suck for a little bit, and that, my quote-unquote main channel won't have all the stuff. So, but I think it'll be better in the long run, is either to do that as one of my ideas I have, or another idea I have, which I'm 50-50 on and would love feedback on, is to have my tier list videos come up with much more regularity, and then slowing down the regularity of my gaming uploads, but maybe having them be longer, less heavily edited videos is kind of where I'm sitting on. If I go that route, then the goal would be to have a tier list video up every Friday. Having a same consistent day of the week to do it would be great, as well as just, having a consistent schedule where you guys can look forward to, something new of that genre every Friday type of thing. I think would help a lot with people feeling like it's worth it to stick around. So I think this year I want to focus more on my weirder video ideas, my tier lists, the ones that just generally get the most interaction and feedback, because that's been some of the most fun I've had with stuff, is seeing how you guys have reacted to some of the various tier lists I've done. And some of them have been pretty straightforward and normal, and some of them have been a little bit weird and zany and unhinged, like the rock, paper, scissors tier list I did that just sort of hit me spur of the moment. So the thing about those is, even like the ones like the Library of Ruina one still takes a long time editing wise, because I like to make it so it's not just me talking and you guys staring at I like to have visual stuff going on screen, and I also like to make sure that when I'm getting clips from people or if I'm getting art, to try to do research to credit those, which does make things take a lot longer. So if I'm going to be doing my tier lists consistently, I don't want to compromise on the quality of it, and I don't want to compromise on the sharing credit where it's due aspect of it, because, some of the people I got a lot of clips from for like my Resident Evil series, like they do entire full movies of the games, and that's where I'm getting the clips from. And I think that it'd be very easy for people to see lots of the cool looking clips and then go check them out and maybe subscribe and view them. I think YouTube as a platform is at its best when there is collaboration with people going on, and when people are able to share ideas with each other openly. So, on that topic as well, I've been meaning to try to find a community that I could do similar things with, because I've got a lot of friends that record videos with, for things, and there's some of my personal favorites are some of my videos I've done where I'm like recording a group gaming session. Like I think, for example, the Escape from the Backrooms videos are some of my all-time favorites I've done as far as the comedy to me. I think they're really fun and funny. And I want to try to find a community of like-minded people that are also trying to maybe they're like me, where they're a much smaller scale and they're trying to make YouTube video. I kind of want to see if I can find a community out there to interact with, because I think it's a lot of fun to bounce off of people to make collaborative content. And also, it can be a sort of, what's the phrase I'm thinking of? It can push me to make sure that I'm not being lackadaisical in my efforts, and that I'm putting effort in. Because, when I have somebody that I can have be a sort of companion that will notice if I, miss uploads or if I'm being behind, and kind of check up with me, I think it'll also kind of help make sure that I do keep doing that. Just generally speaking, for human nature, a lot of times having somebody that checks in on you when you're trying to commit to something can help a lot. Because even if you don't ever stop, knowing that if you do stop, there might be somebody who you can rely on to notice and be like, hey, everything going all right? Kind of helps make it a lot easier. So I kind of want to branch out, see if I can find any creators that might be in a similar situation to me, or just communities in general. So if you have any ideas for that, or any YouTube channels you'd suggest, any friends you have that you think might be interested in that kind of stuff, let me know. So there's nothing concrete with that. That's just sort of a thing I want to do this year, is try to find some other like-minded creators. And another thing I want to do, and I've kind of figured out a better way to do it with my video editing now, is I think I want to make compilations going forward of funny moments from videos, because that, for me, always is what drew me to when I first started watching a bunch of YouTube way back 15 years ago, whatever. The whole reason I checked out PewDiePie in the first place was because of one of his horror game funny moments, compilations. And I'm realizing that I don't really have any sort of quick video that just highlights funny bits, and those are genuinely really good for just showing people why it might be worth to stick around. So, I definitely want to make sure I try doing that. So, every Friday, potentially, the plan is I want to try to have a tier list video that goes up, and then I want to have a compilation for like my gaming videos, because admittedly they are the ones that get the least retention from, which is totally understandable. But I think if I put a little bit of extra effort in, and like make compilations of like different funny bits from all these series, it might make people more inclined to check them out because they see that they have some funny stuff happening. So I think that's overall my plan. I'm not sure whether I want to do like a once a month, do like a general funny compilation for like all the different gaming series I've been doing, or if I want to have it be like focused on individual series or what have you. But that's sort of the plan going forward with that. So yeah, honestly, that's just what I wanted to discuss. If you have any questions, or if I didn't say things in a super clear way, let me know in the comments below. And I've also skirted around with the idea of doing ASMR videos again, and or maybe even setting up another channel to do ASMR videos. And if that's of interest to you as well, please let me know. If I have enough people that show interest in me doing ASMR again, then that might lead me to open up and do it again. But yeah, I honestly just don't know what the right course of action is, because as much as this is a for fun hobby, it still feels kind of bad to know that it doesn't, like, I don't feel like I'm getting people that are as invested in it, like basically having a whole year of being stagnant when you're already on the smaller end doesn't feel great. For me personally as well, being able to just say that I'm quote unquote monetized, even if it's like I make like $2 a year, that for whatever reason, just my brain would really like that would give me a really nice mental boost, and make me feel a little bit better about like myself, which again isn't fair like to like put on other people or anything. Like, you shouldn't ever have your mental or self-worth be based off of external gratification or external sources, but I can't deny that it would help me, in that regard. So I want to try to do a little bit more this year to focus more on the type of content that people have very clearly shown me that they like the most. Because even though like I really enjoy making my video game focused content, I like sharing games with people. I think I have a very different way of approaching a lot of those types of games too. So I think it's a fun to see other perspectives, because that was something that the Silent Hill F series I did, where I was playing with a buddy, really kind of reminded me of so much of why I like video game series on YouTube. It's so fun to see how other people play and go experience the same games differently, So as much as I personally enjoy that type of content, and that's my favorite to record, overall, I also want to recognize that this is meant to be a thing that people enjoy, and if people are very clearly showing that they enjoy other types of content more, it would be selfish of me to not share that with you guys a bit more. Because it's not like I don't like making those tier list videos. They're a lot of fun. It's just they take way, way, way longer to do. Like, a lot of, like, if I'm adding video clips, it takes anywhere from 8 to 20 hours for me to, like, make some of those, just for a little bit of context. But if they're a lot of fun for you guys, and they're fun for me to make still, and it's fun to share and read the comments, reply, and have people give their opinions on topics that I'm passionate about, then so be it. That's going to be the plan going forward. So, I'm going to focus a lot more on those. I'm going to make compilation videos, at least for the first, like, 4 or 5 months, or the next 4 or 5 months. I'm going to try to make, like, at least once a month a compilation, and just see how those do. And if those do really well, then that might be more something I can focus on. And if those don't do that well, then I'll focus my effort more on the things that people enjoy. So, anywho, that's sort of all my thoughts. That's my yearly plan video now discussion. So, and for those of you that have been watching, liking, commenting, sharing, any of those things, thanks a ton. Like, it gives me a big boost mentally, and it makes me really happy to be able to interact with people about these kind of things. So, And if you're just here to watch every once in a while, maybe a 1 in every 10 videos, that is 100% a-okay. If you're only here for one type of video, you're still very welcomed and very appreciated. So, anyhow, enough of my rambly, still sick and on pain medicine from having eye problems video rant aside. That's gonna do it. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have been enjoying things over the last couple of years. I hope your year went well last year. And whilst this year has been a rough start for me, and I know many others, I wholeheartedly and genuinely hope that your 2026 is amazing and fulfilling for you all. So, until the next video, until the next time, stay healthy, guys.